Hello, Millbrook land. How's everybody doing? I want to make sure first that people can hear me because sometimes when I'm on for a while. So I just want to say hi to everyone out there. So if you can hear me, just give me a shout. This is David Lighthold, Artistic Director, looking really funky in my wonderful crocheted hat. Millie Crawford made these hats for us a couple of years ago. So hi everybody. We have a fun evening in store, and we can hear and see you. Hi Nicholas Carroll. We'll see you really soon. Loud and clear, says Diane Davis. Scott Owens. Hi Scott. We have a wonderful arraignment of Millbrook fans and Millbrook Melebrities. Hashtag Melebrities, we call them here at the Millbrook Playhouse. So I'm here live. That's right, live on stage. We're actually going to be on the Millbrook stage for this evening. I am here in front of Candace the Beam with a red bow, and I have our wonderful ghost of the theater around us. So we're going to have a fun film. This is our pre-show event. So this is a live event. We are going to bring in a lot of our fabulous, wonderful Millbrook actors and performers and directors. You saw Dax come in. This is a free event, so I'm not going to go through a lot of craziness because I explained it all a little early, but for the next hour, we are going to come live. Shannon Agnew and Mark Della Concha are going to be co-hosting this Courtyard Cabaret. That's not really Courtyard Cabaret. So I'm going to bring them on in a minute, but I just want to tell you, if you want to make a donation, you can go to millbrookplayhouse.org and make a donation there. You can also make a donation on Facebook. There is a button there. The issue with Facebook is that they don't tell us who makes the donation. They send us the money. They don't list the names. So we are giving away wonderful gifts with certain level donations, like a Millbrook tumbler. And again, if Facebook sends it to us, we won't know who it is to thank you and send you your gift if you've hit that certain giving level. So go to millbrookplayhouse.org. I could show you real quick. This is the support us page, and you can link on there, make a donation of $25, $30, $10,000, $1. We're not picky. We'll take anything. Also, we have a Amazon wish list page that you can also donate items. We can always use lumber. We can always use old tools, gently used tools, stuff like that. So there are many ways to support the arts. But tonight we don't want to push too hard, but we're going to let you know, there are definitely ways to help support us because the arts is really suffering right now. We can't have people in the theater. But we have you here tonight for a wonderful holiday treat. So we're going to bring on the co-host, the wonderful, the one and only, the gorgeous. She directed, she edited, she wrote tonight's show. You all know and love her, Shannon Agnew, who's appeared in Marvelous Wonderettes, Little Mermaid, Kitchen Witches, Every Brilliant Thing. She is the most brilliant, wonderful person in the world, the Miss Shannon Agnew. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm so lovely. Thank you. That was such a beautiful introduction. I have to say, listen, everyone sang, and I just had to sit at the computer with my little tea, and I was like, great, thanks. So it's a huge labor of love.
Yeah, but those that know Shannon, she's very shy and she's very humble, but like literally I'm like, let's just do this thing. We'll sing a couple songs. It would be literally me and like a mic being like, okay, what's next? And Shannon wrote, put it together, edited, got even me to sing and perform in it. So Shannon is a star, a goddess. We love her. And, I've coined this phrase, the Melebrity. And I think, well, in when I first started directing here under Stephen Sunderland's artistic direction, I worked with the one and only Mark Della Concha. Now, Mark was something, before I bring him on, I'm going to talk about him. Like Stephen was like, we want you to cast this guy, Mark. And I was like, who is he? I don't know him. I was like such a little snobby, and I was like, I don't know if I'll like him, we'll see. And then Mark appeared in Do Black Patent Leather Shoes Really Reflect Up, and he became my favorite. So we're going to bring on Mark, the original Melebrity, Della Concha.
Hello. Mark Della Concha is actually the reason that I got involved at Millbrook as well. He directed my first show there. David, I was working at David's company, and David said, you should cast this girl. And Mark went, who is she? I don't know her. And then, and now 236 years later, here we are.
10,000 shows. I'm living on Country Club Lane, drinking bourbon out of a Millbrook tumbler in front of the beam, and here we are surviving a pandemic, but I would never want to do it without the most amazing people like you. I will do it again. I will walk through all this snow and craziness to work with you gorgeous, wonderful people. Mark, tell us where, Mark and Shannon, both start with Mark. Tell us where you are physically at right now.
Hi, friends. Hi. I just 10 minutes ago finished a socially distanced production of A Charlie Brown Christmas. Hence this beautiful scenery I just dragged from the stage.
Mark's gonna drag some scenery out if he can. He's like,
listen,
we gotta go. We gotta bring that out.
We have a show to do. I am in Fayetteville, North Carolina at the Cape Fear Regional Theater. I'm the director of education here. I've been here for about a year and a half and I'm enjoying it. I mean, we've been going strong since the pandemic. We've done a lot of programming. So a lot of people have felt like they've stopped and I have not stopped. I've just been going.
It's been all education and you are the education director there. So
yeah. So we've kept the doors open or, worked really hard to keep the doors open with other things happening at the theater. But for a while, it was just education. So here we are.
We are. And Shannon, and where are you located at this very moment?
So I am in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. We moved during the pandemic. I feel like my fiance Caleb and I make it a tradition to just move once a year now. That seems to be our thing. So this is the last time for a while, though. We adore it. We're living with my sister and her husband, and it's been really amazing to be able to quarantine with family and have that little pod of the four of us. And I've been working remotely for a couple of theater companies as well. And thank goodness the education stuff is still kicking around. And particularly in all of it, we were able to do Alice in Wonderland, which I could not be involved with physically at Millbrook, but I was so pleased that I got to adapt the script a little bit, write a couple new songs, give her a little facelift, put her in the parking lot, get the kids some face shields, and it was Broadway. So I
tell you, we had plans because things were looking better for a while. I think like October to election time, we were like, okay, well, we're getting better. And nobody paid attention and because it was the election time. But we were going to do an interactive Christmas Carol. And literally Shannon and Aaron White, who lives in Williamsport, and I and Mo Ortball were meeting and talking. And Shannon wrote a script, a half hour, 45-minute interactive Christmas Carol that we were going to open up last week. And we couldn't do it. So then she wrote a script for this. That's why I say she's amazing. And you two are amazing together. You two, I just want to put you in every show. Like, Hello, Dolly with a rotating cast. Like, one day Mark plays Dolly and Shannon plays Horace. And then you switch. And then Shannon plays Dolly and Mark plays Horace.
So why has this not happened yet? Let's make it happen.
It would be amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It would be amazing. So, cool. So you guys are both there. We got a lot of people coming on. We're going to play a couple games. This is just a little way to say hi. Oh, we have a couple events coming up and ways that you can support Millbrook Playhouse. Like I said, you can donate to the Come Back Stronger campaign. You can also, Shannon, we are doing a collaboration with who? You've also worked there with a wonderful director, Morgan Sills.
Yes, I'm so excited about it. We're working with the Judson Theater Company right now on their reading of Yes, Virginia, and there will be info kind of available for you, but part of the proceeds from that production will go to the Millbrook Playhouse, and Morgan Sills is an extraordinary director and producer, and the Judson Theater Company is very near and dear to, I know, a lot of Brookie's hearts. A lot of folks have worked there, and I love it. It's this North Carolina kind of vibe going on. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And Mark, I think I listed there's other things we can do to help raise money for the Millbrook Playhouse.
I mean, listen, you're in luck right now because Millbrook Playhouse is having a sale on their gift certificates. You got to give the gift now and then cash that in later, honey. Okay. So, but listen, this sale, I got to tell you, is only by phone or mail. So if you got to do it, that's how you got to do it. But you got 2 options, so you're in luck. Okay. The post office ain't going to close. They're going to stay open for you. $125 gift certificate on sale for $100. Can't beat that. And you can use it for, I think, not just shows, not just tickets at events, and eventually gift shop and snack bar. Snack bar, not bar.
Bar. Listen, they won't let you gift certificate that stuff, I guess, but you know.
But that's a lot of options. You can get a Millbrook, a t-shirt, a keychain, a Snickers bar. Hello?
Yeah, absolutely.
I will always say that all the staff at the end of the season go through the gift shop and raid the place because that swag is fire. So
absolutely. And I just put a link in the chat. Oh, and so did David Gritzner. G Money is on watching, our wonderful business manager, general manager. He is doing all that. He just posted a link to Yes, Virginia. Also, we have merch on sale, and we are, listen, we were kind of hoping to be a little bit more in person by after the first of the year. It's not going to happen. So we're looking at doing some online classes, online productions. We also, Kathy Arndt, the amazing Kathy Arndt, wrote a book. Millbrook has a book, Millbrook Playhouse, the first 50 years. Isn't that amazing? And you know who was here after the first 50 years? I am not in. I get and then David came in 2014, and I'm here, baby. I am still here 7 years later. So, I'm not in the book, but buy the book anyway, but I'm not in it, and I'm not bitter at all. Am I?
But a book, though, that's awesome.
It's amazing. Yeah. Literally, I was reading it, and it's incredible. It's incredible, the history. We talk about it. I talk about it. Just small town theaters. And you say small town, and it always kind of has a little bit of a negative connotation. And I don't ever mean that. But we're in rural Pennsylvania, where there's usually not the arts. You don't readily find a small professional theater in a rural community, so to have Millbrook Playhouse for 57 years is a remarkable thing. So to have a book celebrating the first 50 years, that is amazing. So we're thrilled. Buy it. It makes a great stocking stuffer. They're being printed right now, so you can pre-order it. Jen said she had a glitch. I don't know, Jen. You always got a glitch, but
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. David will hook up. You call David Gritzner one-on-one. He will take the time with you, Jen, and he will make sure you get the book because he wants to make sure you're happy. And he posted a link there. Great. So now we are bringing on our guests. We're gonna we are
David. You are on it, honey.
I am on it. Listen. Daddy's drinking bourbon out of a Millbrook tumbler.
Listen, I'm celebrating because we're here.
These are on sale too. You can get merchandise on it.
And I have 3 of those.
I just want to get everybody in. We have a lot of wonderful people, so I'm trying to move it along. Those of you that are new to this kind of format, thank you. Aubrey said I'm the Mill Hall King. I'd say maybe Queen. But I'm also training to be a butch carpenter. What you can't see is I've set up a mini shop in here.
Check and Instagram.
I'm building things. Me. Anyway, I digress. We are going to bring on some wonderful guests. So we have somebody who starred in last fall's production of Rocky Horror as the beloved Janet. We're going to bring in Aubrey Potash. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
And I'll just bring them in, you guys, since I can see them and I can let them in. I'm going to bring in next. She starred as Mary Poppins, and she also was Lady of the Lake and Alison Bechdel, the one and the only Sam Carroll's dog.
Hi.
Hello.
Now, next up is the true, so we have 5, true queen of the piano. We have Justin Adams. Hey. Everybody, star of many, many comedies. We put him in a dress all the time. When Mark's not around, we put this gentleman in a dress. He's appeared in, oh my God, Baskerville, Smoke on the Mountain, Unnecessary Farce, Shakespeare Abridged, Tuna Christmas. We have Matt Harris.
Hello.
Yay. Next up, we have the lovely, the talented, she grew up here. I saw her play Wendy in Peter Pan.
Oh.
And she was a delight. I fell in love with her, and she's a gorgeous, lovely, now married, Erin Long, and I won't even try to pronounce your married name. Erin Long!
Gorgeous.
And gorgeous. He is the dashing gentleman who, if you follow his Instagram, he is working it. He is posing. He is working those outfits. He played Bruce Bechtel in Fun Home. John Duffy.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I got the Grinch.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. So I think next up on the itinerary is one of our co-hosts is going to ask you guys some wonderful questions.
Yes, so first of all, thank you all so much for being here. The folks who you are seeing now all donated their time and talents to make this virtual cabaret possible. And we cannot thank you all enough. I can't wait to see how it turned out. So, in the spirit of the holidays, we wanted to ask you some of the little holiday traditions and quirky things that kind of make your season bright.
Did everybody freeze? Oh, no.
Oh.
Just you.
No, we're live, baby. We're here.
We're here. I can't really hear David well. It's very hard.
Oh, David, you're Elsa, honey. You are frozen.
Yeah,
You let it go.
Frozen and garbled.
Him and Candace, frozen. We're bringing
Let
it back.
Go, David. Let it go.
So, I'd love to ask everyone, what is the strangest Christmas present or holiday present you've ever received?
Erin Long, you're first.
Mark, I don't know. I'm really having to think about that. Strangest. I don't know. You have to come back to me. I can't think of anything.
That's totally fair. Anyone like to go first?
I'll say that Justin and Josh gave Jeremy and I a squatty potty for our wedding. So that was kind of weird.
That is a holiday and a necessity. I love it.
But
It's very interesting because, Sam, I was also going to say Tushy, which is Squatty Potty's competitor.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well then listen, if for the folks at home, should they buy the tushy or the squatty? What are we thinking?
The Tushy came in handy because those bidets, during coronavirus, you don't need any paper products.
There you go.
oh yeah.
TMI.
I second that.
TMI.
Thank you so much for all of that, John.
TMI.
That sounds literally was going to say, since we're on the theme of like toilets and whatnot, like toilet shot glasses. And that was literally the first thing that came to my mind. Like I found them because I thought it was funny based on
Drinking and poop. That is indicative of how 2021, isn't it?
Very good.
I love it. Anyone else? Strangest Christmas present.
Yeah, not to read Josh's father, my partner, obviously, but last year he got us these strange matching hats that you could manipulate into different shapes and wear them in weird ways. They were like two socks that you could like invert and make earmuffs, or it was not to read him, but yeah.
Not to read.
Not cute.
It sounds like those dresses that you can wear 20 different ways.
Yes.
It does.
David.
So, like, listen, I don't know if the last 5 minutes anything happened, but we lost a little Wi-Fi connection here at the barn because the Wi-Fi is always delicious. So So I've moved closer to the
Are you
router.
guys getting words from David? I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not. Completely garbled when David speaks, but we love you, David.
Can you hear me?
Oh, that's better. Yes.
There was a lot of toilet talk when you were gone, David.
Oh, was there really?
You missed a lot. You missed a lot.
Well, here you go.
What is your stance on bidets?
Yeah.
When will Millbrook be installing bidets?
Bidet.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know where this conversation went. But I'm back.
You went to bidets, David. I've got you up.
We need the 12 bidets of Christmas, otherwise we can't continue.
So I don't know if you guys were literally
that is
online or not, but I was off, so I don't know. Like, looks like people are commenting, so I'm gonna let you. But we have another guest. So we have Stephen Macropolis.
Hey!
I'm here.
Steven!
Hey, y'all.
Steven is here.
What is happening? I have no idea. I hope you guys did literally online or not, but I was off, so I don't know.
Who's watching this?
The bill for Christmas past, honey.
We gotta be Steve.
I'm not gonna lie, John. When he was introducing you, when he was like, he's dashing, he's been working on Instagram. I was like, oh, shoot, is he talking about me? I just tell jokes on Instagram. I don't model. You've been working.
This sounded very overwhelming.
Steve, are you watching it?
Are you watching it on Facebook while you're on this?
Someone is watching it on Facebook while being on it. And it's definitely Steve.
Oh, is it because my
David.
Facebook account?
Yeah.
Oh,
Honey.
my God.
You're so worried about the people talking about you. You got the fake close the Facebook.
Steve, everyone.
I don't even know you, but I'm here for it. I love it.
I was watching it.
We're ahead of you, honey. We figured it out.
Yeah. I was like, what? Yeah, that was it. Hey, guys.
I'm weak.
Oh my God! Wait a minute! Did anybody hear Steven's car? I think Steven's car just went off.
Nobody knows what that is except me, John.
Oh,
damn it.
you're right.
It's fixed.
Oh, no, honey.
I just
I
dropped
thought everyone knew about
$550 on that bad boy. He's quiet. He's good now. Any issues? Yes.
Well, it sounds like the car got fixed. Was that a problem during Fun Home?
Yes, totally. Yeah, like during performances, my alarm would just go off randomly. And we had to like an intern rush with my car keys.
Cars
Just
always
silence
need
it every so
$500.
often.
It's the worst.
Wow. Well,
Even
and
Alicia says Steven's car.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad, Stephen, I'm glad you treated yourself to that little Christmas present. That sounds like a good fix for your car.
We thought of changing it to Fun Car, but we kept it Fun Home. But there were moments where I was like, it should be Steven's Fun Car.
It definitely needed an honorable mention in the playbill.
Yes, it did.
100%.
That sounds like the Theater for Young Audience version of Fun Home, like the little shorter, truncated.
Yes.
Fun hearse.
There you go. There you go. Speaking of fun, though, what is everyone looking most forward to this holiday season?
Ooh.
Well, I will start. I'm looking forward to events like this actually because it's nice to see people and it's nice to be together in sort of our Zoom theater family. So I hope we have more of these. As exhausting as Zoom is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Anyone else?
I'm looking forward to winter break. So I've been teaching remotely, and it's hard. It's exhausting. So I'm looking forward to like not being on screens for a while.
That's good. Well, sorry we asked you to do this tonight. I know. How dare we?
Sorry, Aaron.
No, but seriously, I can't even imagine how taxing that is. And thank you for being out there and supporting your community and making sure we walk the children through nature. That is so important.
We are walking children through nature.
Yes.
Thank you, Shannon.
Well,
Tammy
through a
Brown.
virtual nature, honey.
Yeah,
it's virtual.
Oh, this damn thing just fell on me. This is bullshit.
Mark, you're in North Carolina?
Yeah, girl.
I love it. You're in Fayetteville?
Fayetteville, North Carolina.
I love it.
Yeah, where is everybody?
Aubrey?
Currently in Pennsylvania. We'll return to New York someday soon.
Justin?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Mr. Harris?
Frederick, Maryland.
Gentleman with the car?
Astoria, New York.
And very nice gentleman in the lovely chair.
Oh, I am currently in Stockbridge, Mass. We just drove up from the city.
Yes, honey.
I'm going to try to talk again. Can you hear me? Am I echoing?
Yes.
Hey, David.
Listen, I don't know what shit show has been going on since I've been gone, but like it seems
David, what are you looking forward to during the holidays? What do you
I'm
like?
looking for I don't know, nothing really. I don't know. I'm jaded and bitter, but
Well, that's the spirit.
Listen, it's a wonderful Christmas time, and listen, this is the most engagement in people I've had because, as you all know, I am living on Country Club Lane now, so I literally live across the street from the Millbrook Playhouse.
Oh, get out!
I went
You
from
live in that wooden
27
house, like literally across the street.
It is the gentleman's house that started Millbrook Playhouse. It's actually a really great apartment, and it's like, for compared to New York, it's super super cheap.
Wow.
But, so I am living in Mill Hall, working in Mill Hall. David's working from home, so it's two of us. So it's exciting. So I'm driving into Michigan. Yes, I'm traveling, but I got to see my mama.
That's
So we were going to do some games. Like, I know I kind of lost you guys, but we were going to do some games. But also, like, anybody out there watching, listening, if you want to donate some money, any of these performers will do a Belcher face-off. They will sing a line from your favorite Millbrook show.
Did you just say Belcher? Belch?
Belt.
Belt.
Face-off. Like,
okay.
Like
The
Belt.
down for belching his face off.
Give us that, yeah. Like, I'm not going to do it because Daddy don't sing. But if you want to, do that, we're trying to raise money and also have some fun, right? So anybody out there, I can show you the clips. Diener, this is Diener. Say hi to Diener, those of you that know Diener. Great. So anybody out there want to do that? So we were going to play. We have a few more minutes before the next two come on because we're going to bring some other people on. Have we played any trivia games or anything like that?
We haven't. We were talking about our holiday traditions, but now that we are talking about Millbrook, I would love to, by a show of hands, a sip of whatever adult or lack of adult beverage you have, really figure out what you've done at the Playhouse and how long you've been there and your relationship to Millbrook. So this is our special holiday edition of Never Have I Ever at Millbrook. So go ahead and raise your hand, take a sip if you have done one of the following. In our lobbies and rest areas, we have many beautiful pieces of furniture and leather couches. Have you ever taken a nap or taken a nap on the leather sofa?
Totally. Megan's getting my drink right now. So put that one on my tab because I've taken the nappy poo.
Perfect. Have you gotten 1, 2, or 3 meals a day from the gas station across the street we all know and love, Sheets?
Proudly.
There is nothing like crossing an interstate off-ramp for mozzarella
Doesn't love a
sticks.
schmegel. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I would kill for one of those like pretzel sandwiches.
A schmisket?
Ooh, a schmisket.
I missed that one.
It exists. You can do me right every morning, baby.
Can you explain a schmisket? What is that? Wow.
It's just a biscuit. They just push in front of it.
Yeah.
That's marketing, girl. Schmisket, schmagel, sandwich, soda,
Oh, I get it.
stingray,
I get it.
chips.
Sandwich.
Oh, it's true. One of my favorite lines that actually Mark wrote for Kitchen Witches. It was not a line in the script, but it was sheets, eat lunch, and get gas. Mark, do you have an ever have I ever for our friends?
Yes, never have I ever lied about being late to a call because I was at the Ice Shack.
Dax one time took the Wonderettes to Ice Shack mid rehearsal in secret outside, and then we like ran back. So, cheers to Dax.
Yep, Dax.
Great man.
Mark and I both missed call because we were at Ice Shack.
I did it all the time.
Why not the Vabu?
Well, no, we always made it back in time because we knew that was danger zone. Yeah, it's the Ice Shack because you get talking and you want to get samples and it's just a lot. You know.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of food at the Millbrook Playhouse, we have a couple of staff refrigerators. Have you ever eaten somebody else's meal? Mark?
I had a meal.
If you don't say that, Mark,
Who said that?
do not say that.
Like,
Who said that?
like not in Millbrook, but like all the
Justin.
time everywhere
I'm
else.
still gonna say that.
Justin, thank you.
Jamie Beth had this zucchini that lasted 7 days. It was like a Hanukkah zucchini. So I did eat some of that.
That's perfect. Look at this beautiful holiday tradition, the Hanukkah zucchini.
Don't read too far into it.
Too late. Too late.
Never have I ever stolen an audience member's food or cocktail during a performance in the cabaret.
Every single time.
Shannon and you.
Even if I was sitting in the audience.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I think so.
Shannon one time during Wonderettes went to grab her mother, I believe, her mother's drink off the table, like as a big joke, and take a big gulp. And it was straight whiskey. Shout out to Ginger.
Yeah,
Shannon was
Yes.
shocked, but not surprised.
I'm like, that's when the tears start. I'm not drunk. Like, that was great. That was great.
Shout out to Aaron.
Then,
Aaron, better say hi to your niece and nephew.
Oh,
Shout
hi,
out to
Hannah.
Aunt
Hi,
Erin.
Rory.
Oh.
Hi, Hannah. Hi, Rory. Good night.
Oh.
Good night,
Good night,
Hannah and Rory.
Night.
Hi.
Yes, Ginger.
beautiful. Rachel Sherman did it on the main stage.
Yes.
What did she eat?
She like downed a beer right at the end of the number. It was
Oh,
great.
good for you, honey. I never was that gutsy. Oh no, I think I ate Joanne Holberman's popcorn one time. Hey Joanne, love you.
Hey, Joanne.
Amazing. Never have I ever completely made up song lyrics on stage because I had lost my train of thought.
Steve.
Anyone remember what they said?
So not song lyrics, but in 39 Steps at the end of the play, the clown I played Mr. Memory, and I had this very long monologue
Mr. Memory.
that's all gibberish. And I eventually did win a dinner from our director for getting it perfect, word perfect. But that happened once, maybe twice. And the rest of the time, I had no idea what I was saying.
That's,
God.
listen, that's a terrifying and beautiful place to be.
Oh my God. No, I thought I was gonna get fired. I like blacked out. You know what it was? It was one of those things where I was singing Marshmallow World, and I just dubbed on a line. Like I just almost backphrased it. And I went, oh, wow. It's almost like I almost forgot my line. Like, let's never do that again, Steve. And then I got really paranoid and anxious. And then I was like, it's a marshmallow world in the winter. Doing my steps. And I was like, oh my God. And luckily it was a duet. So then my partner sang her part. And then it was my part again.
He's like,
and I was like, for that, it was our 65th performance. I couldn't remember for the life of me in the moment. I was like a deer in the headlights, and all I could do was dance in my like ill-fitted suit.
All you could do was dance.
That's beautiful. I like that you were so moved by the lyric that you had to become an interpreter of movement. Good for you.
Shannon, I need you to be my director in all projects. You just feel like, wow, I loved how you just forgot the blocking. That was amazing.
Sam, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that offering, we'll call it.
Sam Carroll, we talked about this during the Fun Home reunion. Wasn't there a moment when Steven like totally blanked during Fun Home opening?
Of course.
I mean, like nightly. We won't talk about the time he like asked Alison Bechdel about her father's lover in front of 200 people.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
We won't talk about that.
No, it was luckily just a rehearsal, but it was
the first one, mind you. First one.
Was
Plenty of room to grow from there.
Plenty of room to grow. Okay. But I'll repeat the story quick. It just was a, rehearsal with Courtney and the whole cast doing Welcome to Our House on Maple Avenue. Thank you, Ashley. Damn, you look very cute.
I think it was part of your process.
Thank you so much.
Right, Stephen?
Oh, absolutely.
Part of his process.
From the graphic novel. I know that it's graphic novel now. I just messed up my lipstick. But we're doing this whole thing over and over. It's so many moving parts. Courtney's amazing at doing that. And the music is not easy. And we're going through all of this. And Steve literally just at the end has to go, or he says, anybody home? And it's supposed to be like as they're taking a family photo. And we kind of see him. And it's a whole, it alludes to the rest of the story. And Steve is literally doing nothing the entire rehearsal except sitting there and going, anybody home? And he comes in, it's like our 20,000th time doing it. And we finally are kind of like really getting it and getting the feel for it. And Steve comes down and says one of my lines, because I guess he thought it would be better if he said it. And he just comes down and says, caption. And we all are just like, what's wrong with this guy? And then his car alarm went off over and over. And now we love Steve, so.
Always.
And Justin, I do remember a designer run in the middle of Rock of Ages when you just said, you stopped playing and said, just keep singing. There's something to that point. You were like in the middle of you're like, I don't know what page we're on. And you just
Oh, that happens.
I love it.
All the time. But I don't recall
saved my butt.
And I have one for everybody. And Aaron, I remember a dress rehearsal for Guys and Dolls when during Havana, half the cast had hats on in the middle of the dress rehearsal because nobody made the change.
I remember that too. Yeah.
I don't know if the audience out there I'm breaking up to them. Some reason me streaming is chopping up. So repeat the questions. I'm trying to think, Matt, during Smoke on the Mountain, how hard was it to get the certain actors to pick up the tempo of dialogue? Do you remember those rehearsals?
Yeah, there was, I'm not calling anybody out.
No.
There were some.
It's not me.
There's some. It was. I'm not saying anything. No, it's not Aubrey. Yeah, there's just some people who speak at a very rapid pace, and there are some people who
just
don't.
And in my first experience of Matt was at the Elks Club, where our dressing room was the kitchen, and they were making a certain meat beverage, a certain meat thing, like in the kitchen.
Beverage?
It was like brisket meat.
Meat beverage.
Meat beverage.
No, yeah,
Not beverage, I mean,
you know,
meat, like,
they're prepping meats and, ham salad and cutting onions and coming in and chopping stuff up while you're trying to get ready at the Elks Lodge. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm just right next to the little dumbwaiter with its up, down, B, I think are the levels. Yeah, so that's, it's just that very, got the ham salad right next to you while you're ready, your ring bologna while you're ready to go out and perform.
I love a nice ham salad tumbler, a nice highball of ham salad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A stein of brisket.
Stein of brisket, yes. Nice pastrami
I've seen
martini.
both of those things in the cabaret, though. A brisket stein. I feel I once plugged in a crock pot during a song, so yeah, I believe it.
Gotta keep the
If you
meatballs
don't have
warm.
a pleasure of performing in the Elks, though, it is a special thing. It's like the cabaret blown up large, because you also have the bar in the back, like right in the same space, so you can make eye contact with the bartenders and know like just whether or not you're really funny or everyone's drunk. And there's even more food to choose from as you go and you graze along when you're doing your audience participation. But the best thing about the Elks Lodge is the giant elk head there. And in Tuna Christmas, there was a line. The one character is animal obsessed and said, "What is something about what do you call a town with an elk hunting season but no elk?" Is this line, and it's just it's a character moment, it's kind of a throwaway thing. But me thinking this in rehearsal, I'm like, guys, we're doing this in an Elks Lodge, and we're saying there's not an elk within 1,000 miles of here, and there's an elk head on the wall. And the first night, I've never felt such silence. And the second night, it was dead silence, and then somebody's like, "Oh, we're in the Elks Lodge." And then finally, on the final night, the audience, it was a super quiet audience, and then everyone died laughing at this, and I started crying on stage because the joke finally worked. And we stopped, and we acknowledged it because we were professional actors, me and Travis Mitchell, so that's, that's the Elks.
Pause, because Jen Meaner, our friend Jen Meaner, said we froze. Let's see if I'm trying to get an answer if we're frozen. And we have our next group's going to start coming in, so we're going to start bouncing people out. So first in, first out, Aubrey, we're going to say goodbye.
So long.
Aubrey, I didn't get a chance to ask you any embarrassing questions other than the Dookie Demon.
Sure, we covered it in Rocky Horror, so we are golden.
I just heard about this, but I will be asking more questions.
You heard
later.
about it too? Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I just got a text that says we're not frozen.
Oh, good. Good. Okay, we're not
I'm
frozen.
my girl.
Leave. I'll just hit leave, and do I say all right?
I'm just gonna boot you out, Aubrey. Thank you so much. We're gonna start bringing in some other people because 8:15 is the show.
Yes.
We're behind. Bye, Aubrey.
Bye.
Bye.
I will say while we're letting people go,
That's the best
though.
story I had, so I'm going to bounce as well.
Bye, Matt.
Bye, Matthew.
Bye, Matt.
And I'm gonna eat some pizza, but I can't wait to see
Aubrey, you're back. Get
the
out. Aubrey,
cabaret
get out.
we have made.
Aubrey's trying to come back, so.
Enough of that.
Bye, Steve.
All right, so we're gonna bring on Amelia.
Oh my God! Yes!
Hey. Oh, you guys can we have to wait.
Hey.
Amelia.
Wait, so we're gonna bring Amelia. So, Amelia, I know your voice is.
You gotta turn that Facebook off, girl.
Who's watching?
Okay, I got it. Did I get it? Yeah, we good?
You're good.
Technology is not my thing, y'all.
Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed.
All right. I shut off Facebook, so hopefully that helps. So you worked here before I was around. So tell us a little bit about your Millbrook background.
Yeah. So my mom actually used to teach at Lock Haven University and worked at Millbrook when she taught there. So that's how I got involved. And my brother did like lighting or something there, like way back in the day. So my first show was, oh gosh, Wizard of Oz when I was like 10. Right, Erin? Is that how old we were?
Yeah, I was a little older than 10. That was like Wizard of Oz was, I think, 2006.
Okay, so then
I was like 14 or 15.
Whoa. I don't know. How old are we the same age? I don't even know.
I'll share my age.
Yeah, I'll share my age. I'm
yeah, we're the same age. I'm 29.
Oh, well then I'm way off on my prediction when we were 14. You're that old?
I think so.
Well, damn. Yeah, okay, I was 14 when I did the first season of Millbrook.
Yes.
Great. So we got a couple people on deck. We got. I'm going to bounce somebody. So John Tedeschi, we're going to say goodbye to you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Hi, John.
Good to see you, John.
I love your blazer.
We're going to bring on Kirsten Rose Kelleher, who was in Mamma Mia, and Nick Carroll, who was in everything. Yay!
I did not purposefully match Aaron Long, even though we are doing a duet tonight on the
Nick, it's on purpose. Just accept it.
You guys texted. It's dead right now.
Okay.
Feels like Survivor. You're bringing all these people, bringing in people.
Yeah.
It is. We're kicking people out. It's this dang format. So we're trying different things. We got somebody else on hold. We got Brandon Follett, who played Jerry Lee Lewis in $1 Million Quartet.
Hey.
How's it going? We're good. How you doing,
Great. So Shannon and Mark, we're going to play another game. So one of you two want to lead us in a new game?
Absolutely. So I'm so excited because we have a couple of folks who kind of did things in our last functioning season in 2019, and that was your first introduction to the barn. And then we have a couple of folks who have like kind of built the barn from the ground up and know everything about it. So we are here to see how much, in honor of our new book coming out about the first 50 years of Millbrook, we are here to see how much you really know about the Playhouse.
Oh my God, I'm all over there.
Yes. So, question number 1. We're going to start easy.
I'm going to get this.
How many shows are traditionally in a Millbrook season?
Buzz 8.
There you go. Oh, you know what? It's the correct answer. If you, yes, Mark.
Count the children shows. We can't forget about the children.
That's true. I'm sorry. Children.
You guys got buzzers?
That's the educator. Sorry.
No, I love it. You're right.
You win.
Okay, no, we'll go with 8. Sorry about it.
No,
but really.
Where's 8? Yeah.
8, and then we also got to do the children. That's totally fair.
Yeah, give it up for the children.
Mm-hmm.
The camp is now, that count?
Okay.
They all count.
They all count. I sometimes it feels like, yes, we may do 8, but sometimes it also feels like 147. So
that's true.
All right. So in our first 50 years, we've done a lot. What year was the Playhouse founded? Yes, Kristen.
1956.
I am so sorry. That is a lovely year and incorrect. Nick.
7.
19 what?
57.
So what I have here is 62.
Oh.
It's unclear.
Did somebody check the math?
Somebody check the math.
Wait, that's a read, Justin. Read.
It's 63 officially. It's officially incorporated in 63. But 62 was kind of when it transitioned. So now I know.
57 years is what
57 years. You got it there.
That was a number.
There you go.
She transitioned. Okay.
On the Ryan main stage, now there have been some restructurings, but on the Ryan main stage, how many seats would you have to sell out?
Oh, I want to look at the box office. I should know.
Amelia, you should.
Yeah, this is back to
200 and
like 280 something, maybe.
280. Okay, I'll also take closest guess. That's fine. Nick, we're locking it at 280.
Yeah.
Closest guess without going over 281.
281.
Price is
All
right.
right.
This one.
I'm going to say 242.
242.
I'm gonna go 230.
230.
Yeah, 230.
267.
267.
It's a good number.
It is a good number. All right.
Oh yeah.
262 it is. I know it.
It is 235.
That was a 5.
Some down in the last few years.
Yeah.
Crossover is actually right from the old ones, but we got rid of that old crossover on the east side. Remember, you used to have to duck to get underneath. We got rid of that back row, so actors can walk.
Oh,
You don't
that's
duck anymore?
Professional.
That's nice.
Wow, that's Gary Jarrett.
Some of
You
us,
can actually walk, but like you can see the back row can like literally turn around and be like, "Hey, girl, hey."
well, those
Yeah, that keeps it fun.
reds,
So we got some other guests online. So I'm gonna bounce. So Sam or Justin, since you were on last, so we're gonna bounce Sam Carroll. We love you, Sam Carroll. Thank
Love you guys.
Hey,
Thank
I can
you.
go too.
Yeah, Justin's gotta go.
I gotta go.
Bye.
Come as a back.
Bye. Justin, bye.
Bye.
So the other people coming to sign on, say goodbye. Bye, Justin. There we go.
David, I do want to take a moment to say just one thing. I
Go for
love
it.
that. I love that Aaron and Nick and Amelia are here. I've known them since they were very, very young. And I brought up the kid shows because I've directed Nick and Amelia in kid shows. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. And that's why I'm like so gung-ho about the kids programming at Millbrook. So everybody out there, make sure the next time they be doing something, you go see it and support another Alice in Wonderland maybe, or something else with
Listen,
the children.
My first directing thing was actually in Michigan, like my first professional, like it was Sutton Foster auditioned, and we didn't cast her as Dorothy, so she wouldn't take the lead, but her brother was in it. But like I started directing a lot of kids with adults, and I've always loved it. So we have the Millbrook Playhouse Youth Ensemble, and those kids, I don't bullshit. I don't screw around with that. Like I don't mess around. Like they work hard. They do strike. They help build the sets. Like,
Well, I feel like also, David, they keep the theater going year round. Like you and them, like they're the ones that are keeping the shows and like the artistic movement happening all year round when everybody else only shows up for the summer.
Listen, Aaron, what would your life like? I always tell them, like, if I had a professional theater in my backyard, I would have never left. I would have been like, kick me out. Like, Meals, what's your name? Nick. Sorry. Bourbon. I've been doing this for a while. But it's amazing. And the kids are amazing. And like a lot of them, even some that don't go on professionally, like they're just, they do. They like, I remember it as a kid. I remember it in like when I found it in high school and all the kids that come in here. So anyway, I'm rattling.
I used to.
Sorry, that's my sentimental moment of the evening. I just
Aaron and Nick in Pinkalicious in 2007 when I was up for, and I remember Aaron specifically. She was like the quintessential Wendy. I was like, she's like a little Victorian porcelain doll. She like was just gorgeous. Nick, you were cute too, but like, yeah.
I will say, I remember like working way back and doing all of those kids shows and doing like. Under a different artistic direction, but Stephen Sunderland used to put us in, at least when I started, he had put us in like 1 or 2 main stages, and then we would always be so gung-ho, ready to do the next thing. We would do all of the kids shows as well. And I have some fond memories of doing all of that. And then it just sort of like, kind of like worked our way up and just like
Speaking of lovely young people, we have Rachel Sherman coming on. Come on, Rachel. Hi. I know you've been trying to get on for a little while.
Hey!
So those of you that came on a little later, Rachel and Brandon and Kirsten, and tell us a little bit, because you guys only worked at Millbrook within the last 5 years. So Rachel, tell us some of the shows you did here at Millbrook.
Yeah, so I started in Marvelous Wonderettes with Mark, shout out. And then I did Honky Tonk Laundry, which was the following fall. And then just this past year did Rocky Horror.
Yes.
Cool. And Brandon, you're fairly new to us. What show did you do?
I did $1 Million Quartet last summer. Yeah, and it was a blast. I had a great time. I'm trying to come back, but 2020 happened, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Brandon we were set to bring him in to do his one-man show, and we were going to add a few other people too, but this summer, and that canceled along. Wait, Nick, I don't know where you're going.
Okay.
And you've been working on a Christmas. So I know we've been piling through, but some of you guys are also doing things to bring in income and to sell your art. So tell us anything you're doing. I know Meals, you have a CD released, right? So anybody want to shill for themselves? Because all you out there listening, these are amazingly talented people that have been without work for a while. So shill away, baby. Brandon, Brandon, tell us about your CD.
Me? Sure. Yeah, I just decided a month ago to make a Christmas album, which is not the best timing to just make an entire album, but you make it happen, and it actually dropped yesterday. Is that right? Yeah, very recently. It's out there for the public. Go listen. It's a blast. I had a really fun time making it, so bring in the Christmas cheer with some Christmas songs.
And anybody else working on anything that you want to Meals? I'm calling you Meals because that's like your.
Oh yeah, I have so many different names on social media. It's ridiculous, but yeah. So my name AWOL is what my music name is. So I have a couple of singles right now out on the Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, all of that. So please check it out. AWAL, AWOL. Yeah, I hope y'all like it. Very inspired by my Lock Haven and Millbrook days and music. So,
yeah.
Growing up in the Lock, I can only imagine.
It's
doing things that you want to tell our wonderful Millbrook audience about, because listen, it's the world is connected through the interwebs. So you can have fans at home that live up here in Mill Hall, PA. So shill away, babies. Anyway.
Well, I've been doing something kind of strange that happened sort of by accident. Somebody posted on Facebook that they were looking for Zoom caroling, and I was like, I can make my dad do that with me. And so actually tonight we just caroled for a company holiday party via Zoom, and it was so fun. And she's like, can I recommend your company? And I'm like, yes, my company. That being said, if anyone out there needs some carolers, we have outfits.
That's amazing.
It was actually really fun, and we will personalize lyrics. But yeah, I'm Kristen, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know me. And I only did one show at Millbrook, sadly, because of COVID. But I was in Mamma Mia last year, and I played Tanya, which was a role that I never thought of myself as playing. And then as soon as I did, I was like, oh, I love her. And I actually continued to play her at a different place than going on after falling in love with Mamma Mia and falling in love with this role and everything. So I was doing that all the way up until the pandemic. So thank you, Millbrook, for showing me that I can be a Tanya, because she's the best.
Yeah. Well, and listen, you're stunningly gorgeous. And I remember you auditioned and so I Facebook stalk, because, listen, it's summer stock. We know sometimes it's a tough schedule. And I remember texting Erin, and I'm like, Erin, you know her. What about her? And she's like, she's lovely. She's a team player. And she couldn't have been more true. Truly that. And Shannon, of course, directed the hell out of it and did an amazing job bringing in dramaturgical research from Greek mythology into Mamma Mia. Shannon found a way to connect those dots.
I love that.
Truly.
I remember selling like total transparency, I was like, Kristen, because Kristen reached out to me and I was like, you have to work there. I was like, you will love it. It's the best place. And then David, I was like, yes, you have to work with her. She's the best.
You're the matchmaker.
Yes, absolutely. And just to change, Rachel, you're also teaching some fitness classes, right?
Yeah, so I'm teaching fitness classes right now entirely on Zoom, which lucked out. So yeah, so I've been doing that and just, in my home, doing those ab workouts on Zoom.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to do that. I've been baking like this whole month, and I live alone. It sounds sad, but like I've been eating all the cookies I bake, so I'm not really.
I'll send you some workouts, David. I got you.
Yeah, we do a Millbrook class.
Yes.
There we go. Yes.
Listen, in my dream world, we have like a community garden in the back where we can feed the actors, and we do yoga in the morning before rehearsals. That's my dream, Millbrook.
Yes. Yeah. I love it.
So what is a real day in Millbrook time, Mark Delicotta? Tell us about a 9 a.m. call.
What do you mean? There was 9 a.m. We got in a big brown van and drove to Walmart.
Codfish.
Yeah, exactly. Drove to the barn, man.
Going with your Dunkin' every morning.
Well, I mean, that's recent years, honey. It was Sheets for a while, the Schmegels and the Schmalfies and stuff.
The Schmalfies.
I have to rename you Schmark de la Schmanta.
I love that.
Like those early call times too, especially for the first couple shows, it's just like layers because you don't know what the weather is going to be like in June in Pennsylvania. So you're like, okay, I've got a scarf on, but I'm also wearing like shorts because I don't know. Is the AC working today? Who knows? Let me bring a beanie just in case. Here's a
girl, we were there before the AC. You had to open up the big garage door in the back and hope that the air came in, honey.
Airflow.
I remember during Black Pant Leather Shoes, we were not allowed to turn on the air conditioning till 4 p.m.
Yep.
Those little like stringy things on the AC start floating, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, thank God, it's going."
Yeah, the little string.
Yeah.
Nick, what is your horror story? Your Millbrook, like what I lived through. Like, please come on, hashtag what I lived through in Somerset.
These people, I lived through all these people. Just being shady to be shady. Horror story. I mean, I only have fond memories of the Playhouse. No, that sounds so cheesy. Yeah, I don't know if I would have any horror stories.
Not necessarily horror stories, but like, listen, animals showing up on stage. What floods? We've had a couple of floods.
There used to Nick, the cat. You were in the Odd Couple, and we had to do that whole tech with one single light because it was flooded.
Yeah.
Somebody sat in the audience in the center section with a lighting fixture, and we did our tech to the light of a lighting fixture.
Well done.
See, but it's not. But those are not horror. I don't think those are horror stories. I think those are actually things that bring you closer together.
Yeah.
With the people that you're already sharing like a unique experience with to begin with.
Yeah.
You're in a barn. It's like what I remember is that cat.
I was just gonna say the cat.
Didn't they? What was its name? Wasn't it?
I don't know. It used to just walk right across the stage.
Because it was like an all black cat that would walk across the stage. I remember like the King and I way back, and like seeing like this cat walk across the stage in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
All black cat, and of course it's like the audience is like
So Brandon and Kristen, you both, and Nick, you've done the cruise ship world. Like, how is like the sturdiness of like summer stock translated? Because I can't imagine cruise ship being very it's pushy. The money A is great, and B, you're doing the same show. You're not rehearsing 15 shows at the same time. But I can't imagine it's not always the easiest of a schedule. Compare that with like a summer theater, Millbrook or other.
I mean, I don't know what Brandon's experience was like. Mine was like a dream. I mean, you work like 30 hours a week. It's the toughest part though is that you're living in a tin can on the ocean. So like the hard part's being cut off from the rest of the planet. But as far as like workload, like living the life of luxury. It's very chill. I had a lovely time doing it, but it can be really tough to be cut off from people for that long.
That's the hardest part. I think, at least for me, it was the time commitment overseas, missing holidays. But you're on a cruise ship. Everything you would want to complain about, you have to remind yourself, oh, I'm going to Norway or, wherever in the world the ship happens to take you. So you just kind of take those things on the chin. But I'd say you do that anywhere. Like you take the fact that Mill Hall and Lock Haven shuts down at 10 o'clock and you find yourself at the Dunkin' anyways. And it is what it is. You just roll with it.
Yeah, I would have to say the same. The rehearsal schedule is similar to other rehearsal schedules. It's definitely like all of the prep work is pretty taxing, so to speak, if you can say it's taxing, because it's amazing. We love what we do. But yeah, on the ship, the schedule was actually pretty nice. We were really lucky. We ended up having 2 days off a week, and we would be in Cozumel, and that was very nice. And I think, just like they said, it's like seeing, because the contracts are often quite long. Mine was scheduled to be 11 months, 9 months on the ship. And so when you say, like, can I live on a ship for 9 months? What if the people are mean? What if I hate everything? What if the food's terrible? And fortunately, I loved my cast. I loved my cabin. It was cozy, in its own way. And but exactly like they said, it's like you just have to say, like, this is my experience. It's like when you're at Millbrook, you're like, this is I'm in this barn, and I'm doing theater in a barn, and we are making it happen, so fast. And it's just, you just got to say yes and like dive in and be like,
and it's always amazing to me because like I'm old enough now, I'm older than all you kids, so daddy here like tells stories, but I'm always amazed on like I've been doing it so long and my perspective is always different, but I'm like, yeah, that's what we do. And like you see it and you step back and you're like, you don't have time to think as a performer, you don't have time to process or get in. I mean, there's pros and cons to that, but like that whole kind of like learning to, you go to college and you have 3 months to do a musical and you're like, I taught at a university for a semester and I was like, I'm so bored with rehearsal, what the hell do I do? I'm like 2 weeks so it's amazing cruise ship and like the connections too, because like literally Amelia, I was looking for a place to stay in New York because I moved out and I moved up here and I needed a place to stay, and Amelia literally, I never met her, let me stay in her apartment during auditions. I had no idea. She wasn't even in town. Like, I don't even think you were in town.
Oh, yeah.
I literally showed up. I got the key from the doorman. I like found the empty room and like, and it's because we were connected through, theater and the family of theater. And that's an amazing thing. So thank you for that, Amelia.
Yeah, anytime. And let me know when you're here next.
Shannon, sorry.
No, I will say like that is kind of the perfect representation, I know for me, of what Millbrook is. I know Dax was talking about it earlier. It's such a place where you come to the theater and you learn how to cut your teeth, and you are put into these really high pressure situations where you're doing full Broadway style musicals in 46 hours. You literally have to stage, choreograph, music rehearse, like everything. And that is such a beautiful growing experience for young artists and a bonding experience for artists that then use that as a stepping stone in their career. And it's such a privilege for me to be a part of it. So thank you. And thank you all for coming to support the Playhouse, because it's such an important thing. And it's such an important part of the ecosystem of our theatrical community at large. So if you're watching, consider donating, and for the performers and for you all, I love you and thank you for donating your time to this, because it's so special.
And listen, our directors like Mark and Shannon and people that kind of move into directing, like Shannon and I met, we'll just tell this random story. Like I was directing for American Family Theater in Philadelphia. She showed up to the wrong audition. I cast her. And I remember the rehearsal went really bad. And I was really like, and I had been doing these shows for a long time. So and she's like, that didn't go so bad, did it? And like, she just was like all smiles. And I was like, I am such a jaded old queen. And she was this white, like gentle, like, the opposite of Mark Delic. No, okay. She was just like, I love this girl. Yes, let's look at the positive. And I like Mark. I like, you got to hire Shannon for Church Basement Ladies. Like, the audition reel was in the middle of a hotel on tour doing TYA. And if you've ever done TYA, And I'm like, you'll love her, you'll love her, you'll love her. He's like, I don't know. I'm like a big time now, and
which is fair, totally valid. And I was like duct taping my cell phone to a wall in El Centro, California, singing like "They Can't Take That Away From Me" or whatever the hell. Like, who knows? That life.
And look at, like, I'm here now 7 years, so like, I'm gonna get sentimental because it's been a long fucking. I'm sorry, I swore. It's been a really tough. It's been a tough year. We all know, and we're all surviving artists, and truly, like, being separated from everybody is hard. And like, I see you beautiful people, some that have kind of passed through, some I know, from the outskirts, and I just am amazed. Listen, it sounds silly a little bit, like we do shows and musicals in a barn, and like we're as important as like, these, nurses and doctors, and it's different. But the arts is important. It is important to have the babies like Amelia and Aaron and Nick come to these little theaters, and then have these amazing young professionals like Kirsten and Rachel to come in and just do what we do, not for the money here at the movie, like we know we're not getting rich, but it does, it entertains people. And I wish, my goal for a perfect world is that people do appreciate the arts and understand it's not, we ask for donations because we need them. It's not because we're begging so we can take a cruise. I'd love to go on one of your all cruises, by the way.
Plus one.
Listen, I'll be Julie McCoy. I'll give me a job, off season. But like that they understand that this is more than just putting on a show. It is truly a way we connect. It's truly a way we entertain. It's truly a way we bring thought. We're not always able to do kind of the most, edgy stuff here, but we're able to still entertain a rural community in central Pennsylvania. Those of you that grew up here, that moved to New York, and those of us that came from New York to here, understand that that doesn't happen everywhere. It just doesn't happen. And I try to train people here. I'm like, you don't know what you have. You're so lucky. We need you. And that's the point. Listen, I'm on my soap ditch. I've been making for myself. I love you all. And we're gonna because we're gonna move on to the live presentation in like 3 minutes. But any last words that you want to say to your wonderful Millbrook fans out there, and wish a holiday greeting, anybody, for what you hope the world would be post-COVID, and anybody have a message for the world?
I'd love
Millbrook, our 10 people watching.
Wait, Kristen.
Oh, okay. Just quick. I just would love to kind of echo what David just said, and to say that being at Millbrook for that glorious Fast and Furious moment was so incredible, because the community that comes together around this theater is unlike any I've ever seen. And like he said, to have that in your hometown is just the most beautiful gift. And they just welcome everyone with open arms. I felt so loved and cared for when I was there. And just seeing how much everyone loved the shows and the cabarets, and it really brings so much joy. And what an amazing thing that this theater has been around as long as it has, and just like kept going and making it happen. And I love that. And so I just wanted to share that and say, I wish that next summer there's a season like no other.
Yeah. Anybody else want to say a sweet, fun farewell to our Millbrook clan group up there?
Well, piggybacking off of that, I totally agree. I think it's such a nice family feel. And then when you go back, it is like welcomed with open arms. Everybody knows your name. Even people that you've probably seen once after a show are like, hey, Rachel, hey, so-and-so, how are you? Saw you on Facebook, saw what you've been up to. It feels like that family connection, and then you really know everyone, and that only grows the more you continue to go back and perform, and it's such a wonderful experience, and it separates, I think, Millbrook from so many other places because it has that strong community, not only within the cast but through the audience. So hopefully we'll get back to that, and we'll all be able to see each other in person and continue to make art together.
And listen, my goal is to like give a place for young performers and also bring back people that like have been here that could come back and have a home base to call home. And I always drag Aaron back. I always drag Mark back. I'm always like, hey, I got a show. And listen, people move on, but like, yes, absolutely. In other theaters. Anybody else as we sign off? It's 8:15. We're going to go in a second. Anybody else? Brandon, say hi to Steven.
I'll say hi to Steven so you can be quiet in the comments. Hi, Steven. We already talked 2 days ago. Hi.
Serious, man. Is that the guy with the shoulder things?
No.
That's the guitar guy, the blonde guy.
The car guy, which is great. Yeah, he's the car guy.
Car dude. Yeah, love you. Beep, beep. Love it.
All right. So we're actually right now at 8:15. We're going to be streaming the final product. Thank you, Shannon, for putting this together. You amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us. Truly made my day. And this time, we love you guys. Be safe. Travel well. May you work forevermore. And don't forget us at the barn. We love you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays. Bye. Bye. Bye.
I'm gonna keep doing this till it's done.
We're only 4 lab.
My arms.
Bye, guys.
Love you, David Gritzler. Love you, David. Love you, Shannon. Love you, everybody out there.
Bye, guys.
Love to everyone.
Bye, Shannon. Bye.